December 1st, 2008. This is Diehard Gamer Radio, episode 60.
You are approaching the target of attack. Your mission starts now. Are you ready? The countdown begins. 3, 2, 1, go!
You are listening to Diehard Gamer Radio, the source for off-mainstream video game news and topics. And now, your hosts, Murdock, Brian, John, and Steve.
Just a couple more shots.
Well, welcome back to Diehard Gamer Radio. I am Murdock, and with me, as always, is Steve, Brian, John, and we have a special guest today. We have our good gay friend, Damien.
Fabulous.
He's on the far right. It's ironic.
Not really.
So the government. So we got a letter from the government saying that we had to have at least one podcast with a gay person.
What
It's affirmative action.
The gay government.
Yes.
It's a good thing they didn't ask us to get a woman gamer because they don't exist.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
This is affirmative, affirmative podcasting.
Well, they do exist, but they don't exist on the internet.
Change we can believe in.
Yeah.
I see.
I got a whole jar of change you can believe in over there.
And how much of
Oh,
this
come
is,
on. It's all fiat currency.
It is. I believe in it, though. That's why it works.
It's virtual currency. So, anything we want to share with the audience before we get to our news?
That kind of is the definition of a fiat currency. It's change you can believe in.
No. See, I try every podcast. I try, and it never nothing ever changes.
So hard.
We're really good at the fiscal policy jokes this time around. New briefing from the newest members of Obama's economic team, Diehard Gamer Radio.
Yes.
You're totally going to have to now Photoshop us into that little murder.
I've already done the Photoshop for this episode, actually.
I don't know if we'll pass the
Oh,
background
it's too bad.
checks.
Will I be able to see the pixels?
The pixels?
Pixels.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're seeing it on a computer screen, it's going to be all pixels anyway. Right? Or do gay people not see pixels?
Yeah, like there's a color problem with their eyes.
He's like Colbert.
They're
He
not
doesn't see
colorblind. They
color.
don't see pixels.
He just sees red, white, and blue. Damien has brought in the sound effects with
He got
his
scored on.
iPod today.
Which normally for a gay person is exciting.
So he's very entertained with buzzers. So just watch out for that, I guess.
He likes to play games.
Just glad it's not a pinball game.
Yeah. It's going to be a long
All right.
Hold on, I
podcast.
wonder if there's a pinball game.
There
for
will
my
be no
iPhone.
wondering. First bit of news.
Yeah, news?
Yes.
This one's a surprise.
Yes.
What is
Tabula Rasa is no more.
Well,
That's
What
not
the
how
hell
it
is
was.
Tabula Rasa?
It was
Exactly. See,
it was
it's
a
not news.
Memorpica.
It was Lord British's FPS MMORPG set in the future. The problem with it, apparently, from Pasty, our good friend Pasty, who plays lots of MMOs more than me, that it helps the game to be more interesting if it doesn't plateau at 20. So, also mostly because when you played to 20 or around there, you began needing to group, and the game wasn't a very social game, so it made it difficult.
So does this mean Age of Conan also on fast track?
Probably.
Seeing as the
Didn't sound
complaints
like
about
it. Sounded
are
like
all
they were
for
pretty happy
low endgame
before
content.
consolidating servers and being a smaller game. So I don't know. We'll see.
Or, they figured, well, we've already paid for Lord British to go into space, so now we don't need any more money.
Yeah, there's no point in actually getting them any more, money.
True. So I'm sure Damien has lots of thoughts on this because, you play
Maybe
a lot of
they were,
MMORPGs,
They
right?
were afraid of the
Well,
upcoming.
I was a furry.
Star Trek
and
MMO.
wow.
Yeah, that's a real big fucking surprise.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
That's
So
great.
what are the furry options there? The
Torrent.
Torin.
And Torrent.
I guess you could say trolls are furry.
They're not furry.
Okay, but Torin's furry.
Taurens are totally furry.
Just for our...
What about Draenei?
They're not really furry. They're elves.
The Draenei?
Oh, I guess no. Well, are satyrs furry? They kind of predate.
Well, I don't know. Was Torgo a furry?
What's a satyr?
It's a person with the top half of a man and the bottom half of a goat.
Pan was a furry.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
really,
like centaur,
because-
like a centaur or a minotaur would be a furry.
But they're
It's
not really
a furry.
furries
That's a
because
furlough.
Well, but I mean, at least in myth, they're hypersexualized. So
well, that's true.
And they have opposable digits.
They do, but they're not anthropomorphized something else. They actually have the full human top and an animal bottom.
But see, like the
I don't know if I
minotaur.
saw some centaur porn online, I'd file it in the furry folder.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Why are you admitting that, John?
I wouldn't have a folder for that.
Come on, you got all sorts
Call
of
me
games.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, when you're saving the interwebs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're printing out the interwebs. you
Okay,
run
let me
everything.
make sure this doesn't accidentally get put into my trap folder.
Yes.
By the way, for our listening audience, Damien is actually in a fursuit right now. He is dressed up as Miles Tails Prower from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So we'll have pictures coming out.
it's a little
You know, I
disturbing,
really-
I have to say.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to file a sexual harassment claim.
There's lots of tails
With
porn.
who? The management of Diehard Gamer Radio.
Would they have to give you some tail
Obviously.
first?
Of WDGR.
They're going down.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
got deep pockets.
Yeah, I think I have a quarter to help with your needs. You can visit HR. It's down the block. Get my bat.
Keep your eyes open, viewers, for the conglomerate sue happy litigation commercial on TV where you can join the class action suit against Diehard Gamer Radio.
Yeah.
Yes.
That might be a good way to increase our listenership, really.
Yeah.
Have you
actually,
been
might be.
have you been
you been
emotionally
offended
raped by
By
DGR?
Diehard Gamer Radio? If not, go to this web address.
If so, go to the same web address to file your claim.
Yes.
Yes.
If so, good job. If not,
To get your
We're sorry, we'll try harder.
yeah.
to get your monetary settlement, please send this amount of gold to this address.
Of course, you know, you're going to go there and it's going to say, have you had this problem? Click here, and you'll click on it. We'll say, fuck off. That'll be the end of the whole site.
That'd be awesome. All right, so
it'll just let you download the next episode.
yes,
Yeah.
it'll be that special episode where Steve talks about Star Trek for
We
3
can have
hours.
a disclaimer on there.
That
Say,
wasn't-
we're so sorry about what happened to you in the last episode. Please try our next episode for free.
There's nothing wrong with my Star Trek pontification. It was on topic.
He was just pontifying.
Yeah, no.
Maybe Tabula Rasa just went down because they were afraid of the upcoming Star Trek MMO.
Oh dear God!
Yeah.
I can stop this real fast. So is that a casual or a hardcore game, Steve?
That'd be a Trekkie game.
Yeah, but is it for casual or hardcore Trek fans?
Well, I don't think the hardcore Trek fans, they kind of have a little isolation booth where it just pipes in random quotes from the original series to them, and like a morphine drip.
Oh, okay,
It's
Yeah.
still not going to save them from the new movie.
Probably not.
okay.
They're gonna cry.
J.J. Abrams going to come in there and inject them with the new movie.
That'd be interesting. How that works.
Personally.
Yeah, let's move on. 3 new weirdly named Final Fantasy XI expansions in 2009. Someone may actually be able to kill a level 1 creature now. So
People still play this game.
apparently,
Yeah.
well, they're releasing
Like, a lot.
3 new expansions. So apparently they are
Who are these people?
Koreans.
furries.
Well, Koreans play like 28 hours a game and 24 hours a day.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy XI.
And
There's got to be
WoW
some
and
people who
StarCraft.
think, grinding is the
Yeah.
ultimate gaming achievement.
Yes,
So-
Koreans.
That's true.
And they're
Right.
burned out on WoW.
Ragnarok Online and Lineage I bring as exhibits A and B for this claim.
I mean, you could grind through WoW in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the challenge anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it's a casual MMO.
Ugh.
They're trying to get
God.
these the Korean race card MMO
I suck so
people,
bad
aren't
at
they?
WoW that I only got up to 40. After
Wow.
like a year and a half of playing.
Well,
Inconsistently.
interestingly enough, that was so much of a problem with so many people that they actually increased the amount of experience you get and reduced the level caps for levels, I think, 20 through 50.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of grindy. Kind of not so fun.
So
Well, fun is an admirable goal for a game.
You would think.
yeah.
So we need to put out a bulletin or a news release or something. 'cause I
So
think
for those who are interested, the weirdly named expansions are, and these are like real weird, a crystalline prophecy ode to a life bestowing,
Wrong.
a Mughal Kupo, dear
Coup
God,
d'etat.
no, it's Kupo
Kupo
d'etat.
d'etat.
It's not coup d'etat, it's Kupo.
D'etat.
D'etat. Yeah.
Not
Evil-
d'état.
D'etat.
D'etat.
It's
D'etat.
French. I'm going to
It's
mispronounce
not a
it.
tater tot. It's
Yes, pronunciation
Evil
fail.
in small
Next.
doses.
Detent
Yes.
offensive.
And a Shintoto Ascension, the legend torn her empire.
What
Too
the
much
F?
stuttering.
What the fuck?
I think it's the Enix getting into them.
You have your own schedule.
I think
do
they've
have
been
my own
taking
schedule.
lessons from Castlevania.
Oh, come on. This is a company that called their longest running series Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So, Square, if you're listening, try to
Wish
limit
they're
it
not.
to like maybe 2 words that are actually found in a dictionary. Thank you.
Yeah.
And if you're while you're
Not
at
French.
it, Rad Racer 3, hello, please. Okay, moving on. No
Okay.
one remembers Rad Racer? Am I the
No.
only one?
I just remember
3D World Runner,
Ridge
anyone?
Yeah.
Racer.
Rad Racer.
Well,
Yeah.
it's easy to remember because you play the latest version in the same game.
Yeah,
Ridge Racer tech demo for all new hardware. Next up,
the new R-Type.
yes, the new R-Type is
Is
the
there
old
going to
R-Type.
be a new
Yeah.
R-Type?
Yes.
Yeah, we went
It's
over
gonna
that a
scroll
couple
I'm
between
like-
2D and
Dude,
3D.
They're goth to that. That's awesome.
No, it's not.
Oh, hey, some R-Type news though. If you buy R-Type Command from Amazon, they're still selling the pre-order bonus with it.
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
the
with the
pre-order
little
bonus?
So
the
PVC
R9,
R9.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Oh,
little
that's
R-Type
awesome.
ship.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
if you want to play a turn-based R-Type, that's
What?
incredibly difficult.
It's turn-based?
Yeah, it's a strategy
It's a
game.
strategy shmup. It's weird. You can move your ships in turns and then fire, build up your lasers, and take out the enemy.
Totally a turn-based strategy.
Yeah,
game.
it's hex-based too. You're looking at me like you want to make love to this game.
No, that's weird.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
then
hard.
I'd
too.
still stick my penis in. I'm a whore like that.
In the
that's
game?
not the Photoshop for this episode, by the way.
It may burn.
Next up, 7-Eleven permanently adding video games to the inventory, also adding broken street dates,
Well,
apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, how many games do they actually have at a 7-Eleven? I mean, seriously.
Well, here it's new, but they've been doing it in Japan for years because Japan's actually in 7-Elevens in Japan have been getting
Dude,
exclusives for years.
Dude,
Because
they
I've seen NCS have to order specifically from 7-Eleven to bring things into the States.
well,
You pay like a $20 or $30 service charge.
well, they
for
were
that.
taping Super Famicom games at the bottom of Slurpee cups. I mean, come on.
Well,
Free
I
hentai game
can't
with
imagine
hot
that
dog
anybody's
purchase.
Your demo coaster.
who's really surprised that 7-Eleven doesn't give a shit about the street dates. I mean, really, they
Probably
don't
not.
Well, I
give a
think-
shit about expiration dates on their food.
So-
Why
so-
would they give a
Well,
So
we'll
if
see
you
how
buy it
that
at
goes
7-Eleven
once they start shipping it to them, after street date.
Well,
Well,
do you get to, pay an extra 10% because it's at a convenience store?
I don't know.
like
That's
your
still
beer
a game.
and-
The MSRP is still...
Well, I mean, I
it's
have
all
to
in
pay
line.
more for a bag of chips at a 7-Eleven than I would at a grocery store.
There's
they
some
don't do
things
it
that
for
will always
games,
be the
though.
same price. Games will be one of
There's
them.
no advantage to them selling it higher than the MSRP.
Because I can get it 24/7. If I'm on a complete
Yeah,
game
but
binge at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm going down to 7-Eleven and paying that 11%.
They're counting on the fact that you're a gamer and you're not just going to buy the game. You're going to pick up a Slurpee or a drink or a hot dog too. So
And
I
then
don't think
charge
it's
me
in
more
there.
for the game.
there's really no advantage to charging more.
Well,
Everybody else
nobody's
is
going to go to 7-Eleven to buy a game anyway. They're going to buy it on
So what you're saying is
Steam,
it should be
Stream,
regular
or,
price up until 10
No,
o'clock when
you're
all the
still
stores
10
close.
years in the future.
I think that's a great idea.
And then
Actually.
after 10
If
it
I'm
goes up $5.
jonesing
I mean,
if
seriously,
I'm
people are
jonesing
buying
for
the
the
games
Lich
from
King
Amazon.
at
If they're
12,
a
in the,
gamer,
1
they're
in the
not going
morning
to
or something, I
7-Eleven.
have to
They're not
pay
even
the
gonna
extra
think about that.
10% to
Yeah.
get it from 7-Eleven.
It's the late
you
night
have
charge.
a very narrow definition of gamer.
What kind of gamer are
Hey, you might be onto something.
I'm not one, but that's awesome. I'm not going to go to 7-Eleven. I wouldn't even think of going to 7-Eleven. I would walk into a 7-Eleven. I'd be like, I'm going to get my Playboy, I'm going to get my WoW, and I'm going to get
Playboy?
Gears of War 2.
Playboy, huh?
That'd be Playgirl. in your
I'm going to
case,
get my furry magazine.
That's called your copy of WoW.
No, it's called
Yes.
Cat Fancier Magazine.
Can't fancier.
No, that's
More
that'd
like
be- that's,
Playpen.
That's Beast. That's not furry.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, but I mean, how many games do they really have to carry? I mean, they get
One.
like the 5 big titles for
Yeah.
the year,
Yeah.
and they're
Well,
solid.
it's like the
As long as
getting
they've
your,
got Madden,
It's like renting your videos at
No,
McDonald's.
is it going to be PC games or is it going to be like Xbox?
As far as I know, it's just PC
You
right
know what's
now,
going to
isn't it?
happen with
As far
7-Eleven
as I
down
know,
the
it's just
road?
console.
You know what's
Really?
going to happen
Well,
with
they had Lich King,
Yeah.
so
So they're obviously selling PC games too.
well, they're selling console games and Lich King. So,
Yeah.
They're selling the one PC game
Yeah,
that's still
that
making
still
money.
sells, yeah.
Congratulations.
You know the way they're moving, I can totally see somewhere down the road that 7-Eleven is going to become a used video game, or it's going to become a rental place. It's going to be like Blockbuster and 7-Eleven meshed together.
Only if they can develop a kiosk to do it all. 'Cause that's
It'll
way
happen.
too
'Cause
much
that,
for the
look at what
average
happened with
attendant.
McDonald's. I mean,
Yeah.
McDonald's now rents $1 movies in kiosks in their restaurants.
Oh, would you like to buy a used game today?
It's just a matter of time. Even if it's
Okay.
not selling used games, it'll be a game rental of some, like a GameFly podium in there or something. You know.
So alternately, can we predict it's just a matter of time before robots replace us all?
well, I think that's a foregone conclusion.
Haven't they been saying that for like 100 years?
I,
Yes,
for one, welcome
For
our
the
new robot
100-year-old
overlords.
robots that existed in
Hey, the
1901.
Mechanical Turk is pretty old.
Oh, that's true. Yes, when the difference engine showed up, it was all downhill from there. For
Oh, by
human
the way,
labor.
It's going to
there
be like
is a
Johnny
pinball
Mnemonic.
game
We're going to
for
be
the
walking
iPhone.
around with 8 gig hard drives in the back of our heads.
we
We'll be able to upload the movies we want to watch when we get to the party.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
gigs.
It'll still have
You
to
know
DRM
what?
in
Plug
it.
me in.
Don't ever bring up Johnny Mnemonic again. You will die.
It's actually a pretty decent short story. 'Cause that's
Horrible
it was,
movie.
It was based on a William.
Yeah, the
Not
movie
300
sucked, but the
kilobytes
concept
of-
was cool.
Hey,
That's
apparently
because
I'm
it was
told-
based on a good story.
Once
Yeah.
again, I'm told that the director's cut is actually 40 minutes longer and actually makes a lot of sense.
Huh.
And who
Well, I
has
haven't
this
seen it
director's
yet,
cut?
so
That just
Might
came
have
out
to add
like
that one to the Netflix queue.
6 or 8 months or 9 months
All right,
ago.
well, you can
It was
can
very
buy that,
quiet
Steve.
release.
All
it's
right.
just
can
legendary
imagine.
like the even longer Dune version, right?
Yeah, no, this actually exists. Unlike the 12-hour Dune version that's somewhere on the internet that nobody can find.
Yeah.
I've actually got a copy of it.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
you've got the
right.
sci-fi 3-hour one, but for the longest,
But no, the
longest,
David
No,
Lynch
I
version.
have the elapsed version. They put it out on a DVD.
yeah,
yeah,
that's
but
the
the
one
regular-
that sci-fi put together, and
Yeah.
even after that came out, I mean, it was.
There's a
Sci-Fi
legend.
did the metal case one with the
No, there's a
elapsed version that
legendary-
they
they were
used
the,
to
they
play
were the
on
ones who
Channel 2.
broadcast it first.
No, this is the one that used to come out on Channel 2 every day. I mean, every freaking month.
Yeah,
over
with the
course of
storyboard
summer.
stuff and everything.
No, this is the long the super
Okay,
long
the longest
version
of
that was,
Dune that they put out is one that has narration and storyboards in place of the scenes that they never shot, but vaguely thought about at some point.
Well,
and
and that's like 4.5 hours long or something, right? There's
I'm
like-
not talking about the storyboards. I'm just talking about it was like a 3 or 3.5 hour version.
No, there's
That was
a
the one they
there's
always
a
showed.
legendary internet Dune version that's been talked about since literally the beginning of the internet. that of the David Lynch version, that the length gets longer as time goes on. So it's up to like there's a 12-hour cut of David Lynch's Dune.
Oh, screw that! I just want to see the movie and be done with it.
Yeah.
And the
Does
3 hour or
does it
3.5
involve
hour
a
one is the
one-armed
full
man
movie
and a
that's not
backward
absurd.
talking white giant?
I mean, literally, this is going on since I started reading Usenet, which was in 1988.
All right. Let's move on. So our next news, Sue Watch 08. Harmonix gets sued for their crappy drum pedals for a rock band.
Can we just report about these
Yeah.
lawsuits when they end, not when they start?
Yeah, they should.
Oh.
Harmonix has said the drum pedal suit is opportunistic and baseless. Yes, that's why my drum pedal is held together by two knives and electrical tape.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Butter knives, too.
yep.
See,
It works really well,
so
though. actually.
Harmonix, don't you feel sad? Steve cannot butter anything anymore. Are you
Seriously, why isn't
glad?
anybody suing them for
He's
their
eating dry
crappy
bread.
guitar? Because you can fix the frickin' drum pedal. You can't fix those guitars.
I fixed my guitar. I just took some springs out of a big pen.
Yeah, and then epoxy
I
them
actually
to the
added
switch.
springs in there where the foam is because the spring
Yeah.
works better than the foam.
Yeah.
Because
So-
foam is not something you put in a guitar.
Yeah,
The repair direction should not include replacing the micro switches.
yeah. Which I
Well, why
considered
did they
doing it.
build the design in there
No, it
for
was just awful.
springs
It
and
was
not
awful.
use springs, and they put foam instead? I
No,
mean,
it
you
was-
can
it
obviously
was-
see there's
the
spots
industrial
for springs.
design for those guitars was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in a controller.
Yeah, and then Guitar Hero goes and fails us too. Can't anybody make a goddamn plastic guitar anymore?
Nope.
Why, back in the day,
Back in the
plastic
day.
guitars used to last for years.
Whoa, has anybody
Yeah,
gotten a
but
chance
you-
to actually try the?
Yeah, but
is it
John, you need to
no,
find a
Mad
Guitar
Catz
Freaks
guitars yet?
cabinet for that.
Has anybody tried the Mad Cats? Like the bass. I really want to try the
Is
bass.
the base? Well, the base has only been out for officially like a couple days, though, right?
They're supposed to be very well designed, though, probably above and beyond what
But
Harmonix
I don't
is
think
doing.
anybody's really tried them yet. I'm sure you could find like some 0-day reviews on.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it seemed
Well, no,
to
I
review
want
okay.
like Ars Technica or something where somebody pulls the whole thing apart and they test it all
Oh,
and see
wow.
what works and how well
I'm
it
sure
works.
like Engadget will do it eventually.
So, Damien, do you have any opinion on
Gizmondo
plastic
or
guitars or
Gizmondo,
plastic things?
I prefer the Rock Band guitar to the Guitar Hero guitar.
I do too.
Because it's all about the appearance.
And I have really tiny, girlish hands, and it's much easier to reach the frets.
Aside from the strumming,
Wow.
the Rock Band guitars are actually better aside from the strumming, which is unfortunate because the strumming is kind of important in that game.
Right.
But the guitar feels when you hold it. It feels more
feels
like a
better.
real
It
guitar.
feels like a real guitar.
The
I
right
like the
But
feel
then
of it a
again,
lot better.
how good can it feel when it doesn't fucking work?
Right.
All right. So next up, Sony reports lowered PSP piracy, but that's not hard because there really aren't too many PSP games anymore.
Well, yeah, PSP piracy is going down, but apparently DS piracy is going up.
You know what? Isn't there like 5 games released in 2009 or something like that?
For the PSP, I
Yeah.
don't know.
There's
Released
been
in
5 games in the
2009?
last
That would
month.
be pretty impressive.
Really now?
He's looking ahead to the next podcast, like 4 of them down the road.
Okay,
Yeah,
just checking.
he just wants to get a jump on things. Way to go. E for effort, buddy.
Shut up.
Stop staring at me!
This has been your persecution for this podcast.
You know, it's funny you bring that up because I was reading a story in Kotaku about some 58-year-old Japanese tutor or something that got busted because he was selling R4 carts with preloaded games, DS games, on Yahoo auctions or...
Well, that's
They probably
awesome.
bought them from Korea. Go over there and
Yeah.
get them everywhere.
Well,
There's definitely a problem with, advertising your illegal wares. It's an issue.
Well, he was pretty open about it
bad
because
idea.
Nintendo complained to the Cyber Patrol of the local prefecture.
Cyber Patrol?
And they went in and they got a warrant, went into his house. He had 4 computers, multiple R4 carts being copied and things going on. And
I had multiple computers too.
Dude was just lucky they weren't full of kiddie porn.
yeah, I don't know what's worse.
They'll frame them for it.
They'll get around
Well,
to it.
no,
just
if you
give
live in
time.
Japan and you're a male, by default you have kiddie porn.
Yeah, now
Apparently.
they'll email the kiddie porn to you now when they're sending a warrant, and you'll like open it, it'll be on your hard drive, and then they'll get you for kiddie porn.
That's a good way to handle it.
That's
yeah.
a great entrapment.
That way you don't have to
FBI, if you're
look that
listening,
hard.
that's totally the way to bust me. I mean, wait.
Why are you buying kiddie porn?
So you're saying
through
you
the
always open
mail?
those e-invite things?
What,
No,
is
no,
it- is it like
email.
1970 now?
Email. Yeah,
Oh.
when it was legal.
So like in the 17th century then.
They'll
So
just
you
need
fall
to
for all
send
the
it to you through
spam
some
that comes in that
anonymous
says free
remailers.
kiddie porn.
Hey, when they were
Click.
that
Oh,
age,
crap.
that was middle-aged. So,
Better
Does
yet, if you
Freenode still exist?
they're still around.
Wow, so kiddie porn's still readily available.
They just changed the pay note.
I mean, there's a lot of that whole.
There's
Brainnet
way
stuff going
there's
on.
way better anonymous networks than
Yeah.
Freenode. There's Freenet, there's Tor, there's
by the way,
There's a
Diehard
bunch
Gamer
of-
Radio does not endorse Damien.
well.
Yeah, apparently I'm a
Or
gay
kiddie
furry
porn.
pedophile.
I'm not just saying for
Awesome.
kiddie porn. I'm saying in general, there's way better anonymous networks. Than
Okay.
Freenode.
I mean, if you have a need to avoid government censorship,
Yep.
there's still means.
Pretty much.
That's about the best way you can put that.
Pretty much.
So,
Moving
tell us
right
about your
along.
porn collection, Damien.
It's important to know how to
I have-
anonymize yourself on the internet.
Stuff on my iPhone.
I know.
If that kid who had
Hold
hacked
on.
whatchamacallit's
It's
Sarah
awesome.
Palin's email had known
Oh, the
how
German
proxies
kid.
work.
Look
Hey,
at the
let's-
name of that.
I mean, seriously.
All
we
right.
would have had
so,
a lot more fun with that. Had
am
he
I
known
looking
how
at
to
the
use,
MERPers?
Yes,
real
that's
purpose
exactly what you're
proxies.
looking at.
I still want to know how the prosecution's argument for getting that to a felony works out.
All right. Damien just
I don't know.
passed.
Well, because it
Is,
was unauthorized access
ugh,
to a computer
ew.
was upgraded to felony by virtue of being used as in the commission of another crime, which was unauthorized access to a computer.
Ah,
Yeah, it seemed a
So
little
it's-
circular.
yeah, a little
Huh?
bit.
I hear appeal.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Anyway,
Damien just passed his iPhone to me with his porn collection.
okay.
This is the first and last podcast that Damien will be a part of now.
So describe it to us. Or are you just going to post the reaction video?
Yeah, no.
No, what he's going to do is go on to number 5.
Yes, 6.
Five.
Semantic releases
yeah, 6.
Norton AntiVirus 2009 Gaming Edition.
What does that mean?
Oh, well, apparently, according to the website, it has been specifically programmed for the gamer in mind.
So,
Where it
so
will
this
not
is
take
an
as much
antivirus
system-
program that turns itself off?
Well,
Well.
possibly. It's not supposed to be as system resource heavy,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't interrupt the game flow experience.
So wait a second. Do you have to pay extra for this too?
Well, you
Possibly.
probably have
So
to
you probably
buy
pay
it in the
extra
first
for a
place.
better designed antivirus suite.
Yeah,
Brilliant!
basically what they do is they make the shitty old, I'm going to bog down your computer version for everybody, and then they make a good version
For
that-
gamers.
For gamers.
I don't think Norton can make a
Yeah.
good version.
This is
Yeah.
like Microsoft making
a
a
good,
new OS.
good version as
Well,
in doesn't take all the RAM on your machine to run.
Well,
I don't think
also,
Norton's
here's
capable.
Well,
I
maybe.
just don't.
Well, also, if you're running Crysis, is memory going to be that much important to you? I mean, you can run Crysis for crying out loud.
Well, now they're starting to do the antivirus through the graphics card.
Oh, that's excellent.
I'm kidding.
What's yeah?
No.
To say no, there's a reason you need 750 or a full gig on your card, and it's not because of your antivirus.
It will be soon once they get a hold of that like general GPU programming stuff.
Not that it's a good fit, but that would be somewhat hilarious.
Oh, by the way, Damien is sucking something through a straw, and it is not a furry. It's something from A&W.
That doesn't even make
What?
sense.
I think you should just go on to number 7.
Yeah,
Stop
7.
sucking.
Yeah, stop sucking.
Dungeon Keeper MMO announced.
But not for us. It's so sad.
Why?
It's
What was
weird.
it for?
Korea, China, Japan.
Oh, so it'll suck.
Oh,
Probably.
No, it'll have lots
Yeah.
of grinding.
This
Either
game's
that or
12
you'll
years
have to,
old,
you
and what do
know,
they do with it?
pay
They
for
make
each
an
dungeon
MMO out of
tile.
it?
And
Pretty
you would
much.
buy this in a heartbeat, right, John?
oh, fuck yeah.
I gotta say, it
Best sim
piques
game
my
ever.
curiosity, but I don't know why they went to an MMO.
Because they could probably sell little creatures for 50 cents a piece.
That
And then have a monthly recurring income.
Although I don't think there's a Bullfrog game that I wouldn't want to buy again, really. They were all awesome.
Dungeon Keepers were a lot of fun to play. I've still got both mine.
I wish Syndicate ran well on a new machine.
It's kind of
I
old.
thought they were making one of those about a year or so ago. Something happened and it got mothballed, but I seem to remember a Syndicate in production of some sort.
It's because they hate us.
Yeah. They love the Asians.
it's all about you.
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on to our last news bit. Our good friends at Midway, whose stock just sold for 0.0012 cents a share, is working on a top secret title that looks better than Gears 2.
What's supposed to release 2 years later, fucking well better.
Yeah. So my comments were Midway apparently went to science to develop more shades of brown for this. And also keep in mind that looks better does not necessarily mean plays better.
So is this
Or
now the thing that
exists.
you no longer have to be you no longer have to try and be a Halo killer. Now you have to be a Gears killer.
I guess.
Well, it's just whatever game is most popular at the time.
How much discussion can we have about a game that doesn't even have a title, a plot, a theme, or a single screenshot?
But it's going to look better.
Didn't Midway get delisted?
Yes, they got
Yeah.
delisted from
Maybe
the,
that's why we're like, we're not dead yet.
We got a game.
We have a
It's going to be better than Gears.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, was it Mortal Kombat versus DC was
It's gonna play
going
on
to
the,
save the company.
It's gonna play on a Phantom console too.
How's that coming along?
Is that going to be one of those Brazilian consoles? Works on SIM cards.
So is there any other news that we need to go over? We've been kind of quiet as far as news goes.
It does look like we're hitting the tail end of the really big Christmas stuff, which seems kind of weird because I think we'd still have another release or two here, but
Yeah.
it seems to be slowing down already.
Yeah, I think the big A title this week is, I believe, Prince of Persia.
Right, which that one
Third,
dropped.
30th one in 2 years.
Fourth, but
Yeah, the fourth 3D one.
well, but it's not.
Well,
I mean,
fifth if you count that DS one too.
kind of restarting the series in a way.
Yeah.
Graphics are kind of cool too. It's kind of like a semi-cell shaded.
Kind of reminds me of Valkyria Chronicles.
Yeah.
Which is a game I want to play. But I would need a PlayStation 3 to play it, wouldn't I?
Or maybe that's just because they're the two games that are not trying for photorealistic this season.
You don't really have to.
Yeah, but photorealism is brown.
That's because reality is brown. Look around you, Murdock.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking brown around here. Jesus Christ.
You're totally right, man. There's like no fucking color in this place.
Yeah.
They got it right.
Yeah.
Especially that furry over in the corner.
Fuck you.
Well, you are brown.
I am.
Furries
Holy
are
shit.
real and furries are brown. So.
What the hell is this thing you got here? Froth?
Well, I was going to do some frothing, but apparently my righteous
buying a steamer?
indignation's kind of gone.
I don't even know what that means.
You
Murdock
can't
thinks
work up much
games
anyway.
should have more goth girls.
It should.
And so buy Bayonetta. Your niche is being filled.
By the way, are you going to buy Bayonetta? Because that seems like kind of a weird kind of game you might have some interest in.
Well, Devil May Cry played well, and Hair Dragon.
So you're going to buy it.
Eventually. As long as the
Seriously,
reviews don't come out being like Bullet Witch.
They're
There's
creative looking games.
Dude,
I
there's two there's three main female game character types that get addressed all the time. There's chicks that will kick your ass.
Tomb Raider,
There are chicks with big boobs
Tomb
Tomb Raider.
Rumble Roses. Oh,
and goth chicks.
Not
Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Oh, there's also the girl next door.
Well, yeah, but that's only in Japanese dating sims. So.
which one does
Or
the,
in every JRPG ever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, which are essentially the same thing.
Yeah, you meet a girl at your new high school.
JRPGs.
What do you do?
I've
A,
decided that
kiss,
all
B,
JRPGs
give gift,
are just
C,
dating
stick and
sims with
pooper.
a combat system in them. So
See.
what does Oni Chanbara fit?
That,
Big boobs.
Bikini
yeah,
color?
big boobs.
Definitely the Tomb Raider mold there.
Okay.
And, Chun-Li fits everything.
Chun-Li isn't very goth.
No, I know she's, well,
You haven't seen her black outfit.
that's not goth.
Wearing goth black does not make you goth, Butters.
But
Let's move on. So,
Please.
That's very little indignation from
Yeah.
yeah, well,
The
I
that's-
kind of
You poured the beer right, apparently.
Well, do you have any indignation, John?
indignantly.
about video gaming.
Yes.
No, video games are awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so next.
Especially when they're brown.
Yeah.
So, as we mentioned at the beginning of this podcast,
And throughout the podcast.
And
Damien
will
is
long
in fact
after the podcast is concluded.
yes. Damien has a serious disease called Tagay,
Yes.
and
He laughs a lot.
Damien came to us with a podcast, and we made him bring his own microphone so we didn't catch the HIV.
You got it right now.
you knew you were not going to get any respect during this podcast, right?
Hey,
You
we
treat
haven't-
everyone the same.
So I'm
Yeah.
Roger Dangerfield now? Or Rodney Dangerfield?
You're
Not
you're-
Roger.
Well,
we
no,
treated
Rodney.
him the same way.
Well,
You might be
we
Roger
treated
too.
Roger
It's
the
hard to
same way.
say.
Roger pretty much
well,
got
you're,
the ass end of the
well,
stick
you are
as
a
well,
furry, so technically you would be Rover Dangerfield.
Well, gay,
Rough.
left-handed.
Yes.
yeah, both genetic defects.
It's socially unacceptable, I would say.
Yeah, pretty much. Surprised you can even play video games with a defect like that.
Well, he doesn't see pixels.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Although it does make me wonder if there's a gay control option.
Yeah.
Is that where you sit on the controller?
Is
It
that
is.
underneath the invert mouse?
Ooh, so maybe that makes Rez the first gay video game then.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you do sit on it. And you're like,
Would be more like Katamari Damacy with it, with like more rainbows.
Well, you know what? The King of all Cosmos does have a huge wing. I mean, look at
There
it.
you
I mean,
go.
it's huge. Oh, and there's lots of Katamari Damacy porn.
But he
Not
only
that
loves
I've seen it.
himself.
We love
Well,
the king of all cosmos.
You gotta love yourself first before you can love someone else.
So I'm not quite sure how to go on with this. It's kind of.
I think
Kinda
that pretty
hit
much
that
does
speed
it.
bump.
Moving on.
I think it was a Dr. Phil moment.
So, I mean, okay, so I was going to task Damien with gay topics, but apparently Damien is one of these gay people that really don't care about anything gay.
Can we skip to number 3 because I think
No.
that's the best
well,
topic.
well, hold on.
I didn't look at it until now.
Okay, so Damien, before we begin, seriously, people calling each other fag and gay, that doesn't bother you on anything like Xbox Live or anything like that, right?
Well, I haven't walked out of this room, have I? You fucking faggot.
Yeah.
No, okay.
There you go.
Well,
No.
there's me though. Man.
And it's
No,
and it's
no,
like,
it's. I guess it's everybody's offended in different ways. So like, I don't care if somebody calls me a fag. I just say yeah. So, and then they completely shut up because they have nothing to say afterwards. Like, you suck your blah 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 cock, and I'm like, yeah. So
There you
see,
go.
there you go.
that was a very strange sort of thing you just did because it's totally going to sound like we censored something.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like you stopped so suddenly in the middle of a sentence. It's going to sound like we cut something.
Like a penis.
No, not at all.
Remove the foreskin.
Splitting
No.
the banana.
not even the same conversation.
No. You'd have to like make a sandwich then or something.
What?
Foreskin sandwich.
Yeah. It goes with the placenta soup.
Well, you saw the LJ, didn't you, yesterday?
Potato
where,
chips and
One of our friends posted the
Lolitos?
testicle cookbook.
Lolitos.
yeah, Lolitos and Chotato chips.
You see that, Chris?
What?
One of our friends on LJ posted the testicle cookbook.
Yeah, that was Bakadon.
Yeah, that was.
There's
Fuck,
apparently
I
a
get into trouble
cookbook
again.
called Cooking with Semen.
Yeah, he posted that one too.
Well, I'm sure the Coast Guard needs help with cooking recipes.
Well, it does. And the Navy, where you sail the 7 seas.
You're looking at me like,
All seamen need help.
Pretty much.
all right, so enough of that. I think we should skip to the
Please.
third topic.
No, damn it! I don't want to discuss the third topic.
Okay.
Wait,
I
wait,
mean, there's
what's
really
so number
nothing with
2?
the
So-
first topic that isn't
we-
explained by the John Gabriel Greater Internet Fuckwad theory.
Yeah, yep.
Right.
All right, so next up, did you even want to go over the second
Do
one?
we even,
What is the
do we
second
need gay homosexual video game characters or gay relationships in games? Do
You ever see
gays-
know
guys
what? I'm
kissing each
sure-
other on The Sims?
I'm sure that
Or-
some like fancy boys like, I want gay boys dating in my video games, and I'm like, I don't give a flying fuck.
I don't think the problem is not having gay characters. I think the problem is not having shallow fucking stereotypes of all types.
Right.
Well, it's
It,
true.
wa-
It's
it
just
was pretty
generalization.
revolutionary in The Sims when they allowed you to have like gay couples. In
You
that.
know what else was
Yeah.
revolutionary? Revolution X. That was a pretty revolutionary game.
I don't even know what that
The
is.
New Order Nation was going to tear down the entire country.
You gotta be
And
an
ban all
Aerosmith
music.
fan to understand.
You had to rescue Aerosmith.
You had a gun that shot CDs.
Yeah.
Pretty badass.
It was a grenade
And the
launcher
game
that
was
sells
incredibly
the
gay.
grenade launcher.
Why was the game incredibly gay?
You're rescuing Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I mean, come
Why-
on.
Yeah, but the
Steven
music was
Tyler
pretty
isn't-
sweet.
Like Steven Tyler's awesome.
Yeah, but why would you want to rescue him otherwise?
Who kidnapped him?
The new whatchamacallit?
The
Who
New
are you-
Order Nation, it was
The New
like
Order
this
Nation, yes.
blonde-haired chick.
Sounds
The
like
New
a,
Order Nation, is that like Depeche Mode? Or
No, it's more like a
New
hip
Order?
hop reject group or something.
Yes, it's like
So it
like
wasn't
New
even
Order.
like 80s synth hair glam pop rock metal.
I'm sorry, what was
Wow.
that?
I think he's covered all the
Let's
genres.
see, put a little country and a little
80
bit
cent
of,
hair. What is
Electronica.
that?
Well, you got to get
that
some Technotronic in there. Pump
Yeah,
up
so
the
you
jam.
pretty much
Pump it up.
some Miami sound machine while you're
All
at it.
right, so
we
you don't
got
care
both
about
kinds
gay,
of music here.
gay characters, right? You don't have this.
You know, thinking about it, it would be nice to relate, you know,
Who relates to
who
video
cares?
game characters?
Dude, everybody relates to video.
Everybody
no,
who's
losers,
gay and
losers,
a girl.
Yeah.
Man, I played Tomb Raider,
To
and
men?
I gotta tell you, I played Tomb Raider, and it's me. It feels like me.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know
Well,
what
I mean,
it
how
is.
many,
Totally.
how many games really have like male-female relationships even going on in them?
Are you talking realistic?
Yeah,
Oh,
re-
man,
no,
in
no, no.
Assassin's
Like
Creed, I'm always trying to hit
non-Japanese,
on the peasant girls.
like non-Japanese
Oh, yeah,
games.
I
Like
would
how
just
many
stab it
American
down.
games have any sort of
Bitches kept getting
male-female
in my way.
relationship at all?
What do you mean
What?
by relationship?
What?
Okay, if you're gonna have some sort of gay relationship with two guys, like, then
That's
how
excellent.
many male-female relationships are there in games? I mean,
I mean,
really,
outside Final Fantasy?
outside of Final Fantasy.
Count Final Fantasy.
No,
They've
there are none.
recycled the same
Well,
genre stereotypes
See,
the
the
whole
thing
way through.
is there are no male-female relationships in video games outside of like dating sims. So
Did you
There's,
play Indigo Prophecy?
No.
You might want to start there. Not
There's,
totally unknown.
There's what's his name in Gears of War and his gun. That's a
Oh.
relationship.
Dom is looking for his wife in the Gears of War 2.
Yeah, but there's no emotional
not-
connection
yeah.
to it. It's just like, well,
Yeah,
here's my.
just-
Very few games have
Here's my
characters that you
wife.
give a flying fuck about.
I don't know.
so
when he finds her, it's pretty emotional. But
I
I'm
would
not
have
gonna
to say
anymore.
it's pretty moot. You know, it's there's no
What about
games out
Moot?
there.
Are you in love with Moot? That's a relationship.
I have his phone number.
No, we're
Hold
not
on.
calling Moot.
No, we could.
We are not calling Moot.
Do we want
It's
to
okay, we can
distribute
call him. We wouldn't be able
Moot's
to hear
number?
anything.
Actually, you know what? I think I might have deleted it.
That's
Hold
really
on, let's see.
unfortunate. Speaking of Moot, how about furry gaming?
Yeah, let's go to the third
No,
topic.
we gotta let that
is
go.
it
That's
wrong?
Damn, I don't
So-
have Moot.
All
right.
Moot's number on here anymore.
You're trying to stall. Stop
Yes.
stalling.
I was trying to stall.
All right. So furry gaming.
Furry
Why is it wrong on
gaming.
so many levels, Damien?
Why is it wrong at the first levels, anyways?
Damien
get
is
to the
so
later
wrong.
levels.
Was
on
it
one
really
level.
wrong? I mean, furry gaming is like the genesis of gaming. It's only what it's been
Well, it
twisted
did start.
into by
It really
horrible
did start with
adults who've grown
Sonic.
up
Yes, it is the genesis of gaming.
So what did we actually decide what the first game
Furry
that
game
a
What is
furry?
the
was-
very first game with a furry? I'm thinking.
Joust.
You were riding a bird, not
Oh.
a furry. That's feathery.
Oh, okay.
I mean, okay, was there an Atari game that had a recognizable character?
What about that?
Besides Pixels?
of any
No, there
kind?
was never
What-
an
what about
Atari
that-
game with a recognizable character.
What about that
Okay, so
ostrich?
we have to move forward.
Yeah, that
What
was
about
problem
that
with the
yellow
Atari.
ostrich thing from Adventure? Was that a furry?
No,
It
that was
wasn't
again
a
a blob
definable
of pixels.
So I think you have to define a furry as an anthropomorphic animal, obviously,
Well,
with opposable digits. Opposable
I know what it
digits.
is. Yeah, I
What?
know what it
It's
is.
Sonic then.
It's
Sonic is a furry.
It's Mario's raccoon costume in Super Mario Brothers.
That's
It's
pretty
Tanuki-
fucking furry.
Yeah, Tanuki
Tanuki
suit.
Tanuki
Yeah.
suit. It's a Tanuki
Not
suit.
only is that furry, he's dressed up in a fursuit
Well,
as a raccoon. I mean,
yeah, that's pretty. That's a
Well,
pretty
didn't you say like Bowser?
Bowser would be classified as a fur or a skelly.
That's probably the.
Scaly.
Yeah, that's like a subgenre. Why do I? Oh God. My last name isn't gonna appear
This
on
is
this
actually. Oh,
Yes.
yes, it will.
And your phone number?
When,
Yeah,
when we
you-
post up your bio, complete with links to mail your parents.
Right after we put our. Well, your phone. Your phone's like totally data grabbing. In it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Can
wow.
you hear it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It sounds like it's really awesome.
I
is
wonder
that
what
they don't
that
even make
sound
people
was.
turn them off on like CNBC. Like during the day, they'll be down on the trading floor, and you can hear. I'm like going, wow, that's really awesome production there, guys.
Yeah.
Good job.
So you were seeing earliest furry, not is Mario in his Tanuki suit from Super
That would
Mario
probably
3.
be the first suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does Metroid count?
Ooh, Samus is hot, but she's not a furry,
metal
and
No,
she's,
but-
that's gear. Okay,
When did
Samus
Alex Kidd
and
in Monster World
right here,
come out?
Samus and Master Chief prove that everybody has a gear fetish, though.
Kid Icarus.
Everybody has a thing.
Kid Icarus.
No,
That's
he just
definitely
had
predating
wings.
Super Mario then.
Well, it just has wings. Because
Well,
all humans
then what
have
would be
wings.
the
But he's like an angel thing.
Well, what about the
Cherub, yeah.
eggplant wizard? How does that fit in?
The egg. Well, that's
That's
like
a
veggie.
vegetable. We
That's
need
a
a different
veggie?
subgenre.
The different. Damien, this is actually not really a podcast. This is an intervention to get rid of your horrible sexual dysfunction.
I'm sorry, but it ain't ever gonna happen.
Okay, so the furry you want to make out with, you have a name like Star Fox?
Like that frog in Star Fox.
Slippy.
Slippy Toad.
Yeah,
is there any video game that you play for the cutscenes?
Like that really creepy Sonic the Hedgehog cutscene.
Nobody wants that. Nobody.
What? You pull it up on YouTube while we're
No,
waiting.
we're
I
not
haven't seen
pulling
this.
it up on YouTube. You look at
It's
it
the one
later.
where he's like rescuing this young girl, and it's just really creepy.
Dr. Robotnik is really, really creepy, though.
He's not a furry though.
Yeah, but
Sonic is.
should
He's a
never
bear.
render a realistic Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
So when did this cutscene come out?
Well,
Sonic something.
during one of the stretch of Sonic games which we have purged from our brains with
Yeah.
acid and
Wait
turpentine.
a minute. There was a Sonic after the first one?
That was some good purging.
Yeah.
I try.
He's a damn game anorexic.
Yes.
So
I mean, are there any, video game furries that are particularly appropriate?
Well, the entire Star Fox thing is very much that's like
Yeah.
fur to the max.
Right.
fur to the max.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's what that's fur lingo, Murdock.
Oh.
So you got what? Fox
slang.
McCloud and Falco, what's his face, and Slippy
Slippy
Toad,
and-
and who's the other one? I don't care
There's
about.
that whole
Happy
decade
Rabbit.
of like animal
Oh yes.
platformers. Though.
See,
Does
so
that
you
one
got
stand out
all.
more?
Well, no.
Spanish rabbit.
Well, you got Fox, which is like one of the most popular furs. Bunnies. There was a Star Wolf, wasn't there? So you got that one too.
So,
Okay, I'm done.
so I have a question. Is barrel roll some sort of code name in the fur community?
Yes, it must be.
What exactly is a barrel roll?
So do people actually ever dress up as characters for things, or is it always just like a generic creature? Is there any like overlap there?
You know what? There is I think there's some overlap, but
Well,
not
there's
very many.
furry,
Most
and
people
then
do their
there's
own.
Cosplay furry, I'm sure.
There's their own like their own character.
Their fursona.
Their fursona. No,
I
only
love that game from Atlas.
Do they shoot themselves in the head too?
Yes.
they do
yes,
want to
they
die in a
do.
fire though.
Yes,
Ah.
and as well they should. Self-hate is probably very rampant throughout the furry community.
It
So-
is.
So next up, Damien's going to talk about his prostate self-examination game that's going to be coming out for the Wii.
Prostate orgasm. What?
For the Wii.
For the Wii.
I
What? Is
hesitate
there
to
really?
find out what the plastic accessory you have to buy is.
Oh.
No, there's not a real game. We're telling you that.
God damn it! I'm so fucking gullible.
No, we're telling them that you're the one that has to develop it.
Yes, do it in PHP.
No, do it in Flash.
Yes. And PHP.
Yes.
So I need to go to the sex store and get like a really long dildo that like attaches to a machine that goes ee-er.
Or you could use the power of imagination, which is possibly
Well,
cheaper.
how do you have a prostate examination game without like a butt scope or whatever they're called?
A
What?
They're called
What?
power.
a
They're
butt
called power
scope.
tools.
It's called a periscope.
Yeah. That's great.
They call it a jigsaw.
Oh no.
God.
It's called a,
I
it's
think
called
that
a
was
slinky.
Manhunt.
Slinky. Slinky.
Sawzall.
And on to the next topic.
Do you have
But,
a next
so
topic?
here's a horrible dilemma. So which one is in fact creepier? People dressing up in fursuits to have sex, or those Japanese guys who dress up in girl costumes?
No, it's not even a contest. The creepier ones are the ones that have the anime heads.
Yeah, like the
Oh,
face thing.
there was
Yeah.
somebody at
Yeah, those
Midwest
are
Fur
creepy.
Fest with one of those. It was really and huge boobs. It was really scary. I almost cried.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of disturbing.
It is really, really disturbing.
That's
This has nothing to do with video games whatsoever.
So we
I
can
know.
in fact
Japanese.
revise the geek hierarchy.
Yes,
well.
people who dress
perhaps.
up with anime heads.
There's a
even
word
worse
for
than
that, by the
furries.
way.
What?
I don't remember what the word is for that. There's a Japanese word for it, and I can't remember what it is.
Oh, gee, really? The Japanese gave a name to something?
Yes.
Well, more likely they just stole it from another culture and shrunk it down. That sounds like a Japanese term.
Yeah, it's called friku.
So any other gay rage that you want to
They're pocket anime
give out before we
monsters.
go into
Yes.
our reviews?
Well, we all know how I
Pocket
hate when they
monsters.
don't refill my fucking iced tea.
The gay rage. Can we not? Can we avoid the gay rage?
But iced tea has nothing to do with video games. It's
Well,
just
when you're furry, you get hot. When you're hot,
Did
you're
Ice-T
bothered.
ever,
When you're
like,
bothered, you get rage.
Was he ever in a video game?
well, if they did a Law
There
and
was
Order,
Shaq.
Ice-T?
well, if they did
That
Law
wasn't
and
a
Order,
video game.
Can we discuss Shaq Fu?
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be.
no, if you're gonna discuss furry
That's a
fighting
discussion
game,
for
You know,
Game
I
Turkey.
wouldn't be surprised if Ice-T did some voiceover stuff or something.
and if
He
you're
may
gonna
have,
talk
but he
about
as a
fighting
character's
games,
never been in a game.
because
I don't
you
think
are
so.
a furry, we have to start with Brutal Paws of Fury. So there you go.
Is that a
Primal Rage.
fighting game with
Primal Rage. No, is that considered?
No,
furry?
those are dinosaurs.
Those are
not
dinosaurs.
Those are scalies.
Well, no,
No,
they're just
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you're gonna say that, then go back to like Tekken with the panda and the.
well, that's a furry.
That's pretty furry.
That's just a panda.
It's just a panda, not furry.
What?
Just a panda.
It's a panda fighting martial arts style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Panda style.
Kung Fu Panda
So
is
it's a
furry.
well-trained panda.
and food.
I would say Kung Fu Panda has all furry characters in it.
Well, that's because it's Disney.
Disney single-handedly is the cause of furry. You can blame everything on Walt W. Disney.
No, you can blame everything on Rescue
Is
Rangers.
Kung Fu Panda actually Disney? Is that
No,
like,
it's DreamWorks.
And
DreamWorks.
Chip and Dale, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Man, there's
Tailspin,
There's a
holy
lot
crap.
of freaking gadget porn out there. Let me tell
Secret
you.
of Nim.
Oh, dear God.
I mean, seriously, it's like there's
Watership
a
Down.
lot of gadget porn.
There should not
like
be Watership
Dr.
Down
Roxo
porn.
does a lot of cocaine.
Sad
okay?
bunnies.
So we need to replace Sunday morning cartoons with hardcore pornography.
Yes.
It's the only way we're going to save the children of America.
Yes.
Okay.
Because right now you're
Yes.
turning every single child
Into a
into a
furry.
furry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except if they're watching SpongeBob and then they're like a spongy or something like that.
Yes, they're a cleanie.
The cleanie.
Well, there is that squirrel that has his little thing on.
Her air,
He's a fur.
the air helmet
Yes.
to breathe underwater.
Yes.
The fishbowl.
You say squirrel, all I can think of
Sandy,
is over the hedge.
Sandy the squirrel.
I don't know why you know that.
I don't know that actually. The only reason I know was swipers no swiping is because it's Kevin Smith.
Moving
Dora the
on.
Explorer.
Moving on to the reviews.
Swiper no
How
swiping.
much longer do we have left?
We're not on any schedule.
Yeah.
We've talked about furries enough.
Thank God.
Did we burn off all the gay?
So, all right, enough furries. And now my review of DuckTales. Oh, shit.
Hey, that was a good game.
That was a good game. That was an excellent game on the NES.
It was. That was a remarkably good game for being a
You're
a
such a
franchise
quack up.
game.
What now? What was that, Brian? Nothing? All right. All right. I promise not to talk about furries.
That was a feathery.
Ever again?
Yeah, you're
Awesome.
such a quack up.
I'm going to kill you after this, by the way.
All
Kill a
right.
duck.
So,
Fuck you, God. That was horrible.
all right.
All right.
Stabbing time.
Okay. So my review is on Congo Bongo for the,
If you'll stab him now, you'll make his review
or
go
maybe
faster.
Kangaroo for the arcade.
Stop it! You're making me Mallard.
All right.
Talking about furries. That's a stabbing.
Are you have any more bad puns for this?
Oh, give me time.
It's his superpower.
Yes, it is. It's mutant ability. All right. Well, I am doing a review of Mother 3, otherwise known as Earthbound 2.
Also known as Danzig's foray into video game making.
What?
Mother, tell your children not to game my way.
Is this
Yeah.
also the if you're a real fan, you'll pirate this game?
Well, okay. Let me start with the disclaimer. I bought an actual Mother 3 cartridge, Nintendo, and I just happened to find a gift basket at my door that just happened to have the Mother 3 ROM on it. You know, someone just left it out of the kindness of their heart.
Who are you
And
gonna
I
throw
just
it back out in the cold?
Happened to give it a good home, and I patched it with the English Mother 3 patch, courtesy of our good friends at mother3.fobby, FOBBY.net.
Hey, what'd you do with the baby that was in that basket?
There was
Baby?
a baby in that basket?
Yeah, see?
Oh, shit. I should go home.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh crap! I
Check the
gotta go.
dumpster.
Well,
Yeah.
you could go up to Nebraska and give it away.
Yeah.
I think did they repeal that law?
They did.
Well, you have to
Well,
be
up
quick
to 30
about
days now.
Oh.
No
So it's like
17-year-old
a
kids
so-
dropping off.
So it's like a return warranty. It's like
Yeah.
I pop out a kid and I just go give it back.
as long as you have your receipt.
Yeah.
You don't even need a receipt within 30 days.
Oh man, it's like Target.
That's customer
Can you just
service.
see the women over? Yeah, it's a damnedest thing. I didn't even know I was pregnant.
Wow.
Can I start over?
Yes. So anyway, Mother 3 basically, each Mother game has a theme, and this game is basically
Wet nurse?
nature versus technology is basically the theme of this
Instead
game.
of aliens versus...
Predator.
Well, I know how that goes. Technology wins.
It actually kind of does.
Figure
in
out
this
which
game.
one of them uses paper media. That one loses.
Yeah. But I really can't talk about the game too much because there's some real heavy spoilers like really early in the game.
Oh, come on. Anybody who is interested in playing this has played it now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, did you play Earthbound?
It's like
Did
spoiling NetHack.
Back in that time period, I solely gamed for Sega.
Oh, you were one of those.
Yep.
I solely gamed for Nintendo. I was one of those.
I actually got
Did
picked
you
on
guys
for
fight
buying a
each
Sega
other?
system
You know what?
in
All my straight
grade school.
friends played Sega. All my gay friends played Nintendo exclusively. Interesting. I wonder if there's a...
Oh,
Shit, that makes me half gay.
Altered Beast.
Yeah, I was trying to think of it. All I could think
Guys
of was,
turning into furries.
yeah.
all I could think of
Altered
was
Beast.
Forgotten Worlds. I'm
it's-
like, that doesn't
I
quite
don't know
qualify.
if a werewolf's furry, though.
It's pretty
You know
furry.
what? It is in classification. There are lots of werewolf fur.
All right. So, so
That seems like a kind of bonus lame, though. I mean, that's like being a goth and thinking you're a vampire.
Okay, Butters.
You know what? There
Oh,
are people who
twice.
dress up in animal costumes who want to be dogs and fuck dogs and smell like dogs.
Yeah, but you dress up in an animal costume and pretend to be a werewolf, that's fake twice.
It's like
Yeah, I give that to you.
it's kind of like
are we
Double
done with
fail.
these conversations now?
it's like
We're doing the
multiplying by
math.
-1. It flips over to the non-lame every time you do it twice.
Right, I'm gonna need to get a fur pattern for the graphic now. Ugh.
Yeah, pretty
If
much.
I hadn't done it already.
You need to get a fur
Hold on, I
calculator.
could give you a picture of
No,
my
no,
llama
no,
slug.
no,
no. I don't
No.
want
It
the
won't be
llama.
porn.
But
No,
anyway,
we don't need the llama slug. Let him finish his. Let him finish his
Your
thing.
iPod
It
turned off right before you.
That's yeah. Okay.
Why, Chris? Why don't you love me?
Why don't you come play in the ball crawl, Chris?
Uh,
Oh, no.
hey, my mom is calling. You're 36 years old. She's calling. All right. So, Mother 3 basically, eToys, third in this series of these great RPGs. Very detailed story, very eccentric and weird, just like Earthbound was, Mother 2. The theme is very interesting. The game is kind of difficult, but Mother 2/Earthbound was kind of difficult if you didn't like do some serious grinding in the beginning, which is kind of typical for his games. The nice thing is that the background music for the battles, if you hit your attack button and time it to the music, you can add extra attacks during the battle sequences of the RPG.
So it's a rhythm RPG. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I read in the notes for it was saying that there was some problems with a lot of the emulators for getting the music and all that to line up just so.
Yeah.
Did you run into any problems with that? Or did it work for you?
No, I didn't run into any problems with that particular thing.
What emulator were you using?
I was using, oh God, it was like GBA Advanced, and I don't remember the version.
Oh, so this is a Game Boy Advance game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What it is that the game, the emulator can't run it at the same speed, I guess, as the actual Game Boy Advance ROM. So there's a slight delay in when you press the button and when the game actually recognizes it. So when you're trying to tap the button to the music, it's off, so you don't get those extra hits. I haven't had a problem. My problem with it is that I can't time beats to save my life.
Oh, so you don't know if it sucks or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Aha.
But for
Truth
the ones
comes
I've
out.
been able to get off, I mean, I've gotten like 4 or 5 hits. So but the thing is that the battle music changes often. So every battle is going to have different battle music, which is going to have different timing. So it just may be something I just have to learn.
Memorize it all.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
Yeah.
I am, for some strange reason. But overall, a very decent game. Very dark, though. It's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be, which also kind of explains why it has not come out in this country. In playing the English translation, it's like, wow, for the first part of the game, that's really dark. And
We're still too babied over here.
yeah, I think some of the content in the
US
game
needs
is
to grow up.
kind of...
Well, there's also just a challenge for finding a market for that kind of game.
Yeah, and that market... Yeah, Earthbound was kind of a weird game to market over here. And it still didn't sell as well as Nintendo was hoping it would sell, but I think a lot of that was just the graphics. It was like, oh, well, it's not the latest and the greatest, so it obviously must suck.
Well, then it was weird.
Well,
Then
that's true.
And,
It was very
and
weird.
They were right.
Never a selling point.
Yeah, being weird and original, never a good selling point for a game. So, it is a decent game, but I would implore you that if you are interested in downloading it, to at least buy the original game.
How much does an import cost?
It
How
wasn't that much.
ridiculously much do you spend for shipping?
It was like $39 for the game. It's a Game Boy Advance game.
Or
Import.
a GBA game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worth it.
Well, it was to me. But, then again, I'm different.
That's not bad because the base price point is generally 29 to 34, so an extra 5 for something that's a little more extreme.
Yeah. Or you can get the limited edition one, which comes with a replica of the Franklin badge, which reflects lightning attacks and stuff.
So that's what you got on the front of your shirt.
No.
The
I'm not sure what I have.
the magic missile.
So,
All right.
Damien has a review of, let's see, the expansion for Second Life.
Super Butt Pirates.
Yeah, Super Butt Pirates.
Sounds like you're a little tuckered out there, Damien. A little too much butt pirates.
Championship edition. Turbo.
In our
Super
sleep?
Butt Pirates Championship Turbo 3.
So,
I prefer the in my sleep.
The fur balls will fly.
now let's...
You won't know. You'll just wake up dead.
That's fine.
Okay.
Well, technically, you
Okay,
wouldn't wake
now
up if you're dead,
let's
right?
be fair. Damien does not have a game about furries. So let me
Yet.
see what your game is here.
But when he does, we'll invite
Nintendogs.
him
Oh,
back.
shit.
Animal Crossing.
Oh, God.
The sequel.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
You are the animal. Oh,
Is that considered furry? They're not real
Pokemon.
critters.
No,
I don't know, but there's lots of Pokemon porn out there.
he meant Pokemon.
Well,
Why the
that's true.
fuck do I know this shit? What is wrong with me?
Well,
you
that's
spend
the
too much
question,
time
isn't
on
it?
4chan.
I haven't been on 4chan in a long time.
Lies. You were
Yes.
there
No,
yesterday.
he's on specialized furry websites.
Like F-chan.
Furchan.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
What was
So,
their game?
so tell us about this Second Life attachment that you have that is furry only.
Well, I don't have Second Life, nor have I ever been on Second Life.
I
Therefore,
keep trying. Every 6
I
months, I
cannot-
try Second Life. It very much is like the metaverse, except for the interface doesn't suck. You know,
You've actually
Interface still
and you
bites.
can program for it. And apparently make a decent amount of money until the entire economy crashed and then the Linden dollar became worth like a peso.
Well, most of the problem really for me is that the interface sucks.
It does suck.
It's really awful, and
Well,
the rest of it.
It's
got
open
a lot of
source
things
now,
that you
isn't
can
it?
Actually, well,
I think it's open source, the interfaces, so people can probably, I think, create better UIs and
I think
such
they
for
did
it.
a library that was there to let people try and make some tools and such for it, but I don't know that anybody's done a competing UI or that all of the pieces are there. I think it's more that they just made it possible for people to speak their protocol and start doing things.
Okay.
But then that's also what caused a whole disaster because then people were able to start cloning items too, which is really the
Right.
disaster for the Second Life.
Right,
economy.
because you're supposed to be able to sell items and so forth, and be the originator of that item. So
if you can just copy anything in the world, then yeah,
It
you get a
makes
lot
a
of other
living dollar.
issues. And I understand they've been cracking down on that too, but even so, selling intellectual property, it's like have fun with that whole DRM thing. It doesn't work very well.
All right.
Pretty much.
So Damien, tell us about this game that you're talking about, because I've run out of fur-related games to
All
mention.
out
Well,
insults.
I figured since I was coming to a gaming podcast.
Talk about
Yeah,
games.
right.
Let me guess. Conker's Bad Fur Day. Oh,
But that's like
Fucking shit! I'm gonna walk out of here. That was horrible. Well, no, like
I actually like Conquer, so
it's eating in on you. You're gonna be a fur in like a week.
I did buy a dog.
That's two for three. You got one more.
What's the
three
third?
fucking a dude in a fursuit?
Three
I think
fucking
I'm
a
gonna be
dude in a
good with
fursuit.
not doing that one.
I'm pretty sure that hurdle is probably safe.
See, you could do the third one without being a fur, though.
And if you don't have the other two?
Yeah, that's okay. But the moment you play Conkers and get a dog, then
This is a very strange universe
out the
you live
window
in,
now.
Damien.
I didn't know there were rules. Wow. Okay, so get on with it.
Yeah, neither.
Oh,
did we.
okay.
Talk about how hot you think Link is.
Link is hot. But that's not
Cell-shaded Link or normal shaded Link?
normal shaded Link. The 17-year-old one, not the little boy one.
Well,
no, 17 is still
well,
illegal.
Mr.
Moving
Damien,
on.
why don't you have a seat over there?
Depends
you
on
and
the
your big ass
state.
fursuit.
Depends on the state. Yeah, if it's New Mexico.
All right. So, do you even have anything?
Well, I was going to discuss the really awesome air hockey game for the iPhone.
Okay, so Krukov, you got anything?
Yeah.
Still playing Fallout 3.
Huh?
Still awesome.
Speaking of, that just went on
It's a
sale
better
at Circuit
purchase
City
than the
this week
Red
for
Alert 3 I
PC
got.
for $34.
There was some decent Black
Awesome
Friday
price
deals
drop.
for it, yeah.
I'm on the fence about picking it up now. I got to try the demo first, but
Well, I don't think that was a permanent price drop.
no, it's not. It's only for
Yeah.
this week, so I'm kind of like,
I mean, I know it's hard to justify spending the money, but you only need
that's
the one
$15
game.
off. That's a pretty good
That's
drop.
a solid month worth of playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you?
Yeah.
So Damien is having fun with this touch version of Pong.
I actually
The computer's actually pretty good.
a couple weeks
Well, the
ago
com-
I was making
And
the
you can
choice-
play 2 people at a time, and if somebody else has an iPhone or an iPod Touch, they can play over Wi-Fi.
So it works ad hoc.
It does. So if there's only one iPhone, like there's only one cool person, but there's never only one cool person. Oh shit,
gotta
there's
be
only
cool.
one cool person in here.
You're only cool if you
Aw.
subscribe to AT&T is what he's saying. Get
Or
butt
if you
fucked with
haven't-
your paper bill.
Dude, you're making the computer win. What the fuck?
It's not Brian's fault. You suck.
Oh, and it works exactly like air hockey. You keep hitting the fucking puck into your own goddamn goal.
We'll
Well,
get better.
that's-
I
that-
never had that problem.
You know,
Dude,
that-
everybody has that problem.
You know, that doesn't happen in Pong.
So I was actually saying that a couple weeks ago I was out looking for computer games, and it came down to a choice between Red Alert 3 and Fallout 3. Red Alert 3 is not the right choice.
That's too
But it has
I
George
could've told you
Takei and
Well, it
Tim
rated
Curry.
really
Tim
high, and I liked
Curry.
the old Command and Conquers and stuff, but the thing that killed it for me,
Mm.
I played Sins for the last 2 months, which is such a better game than Command and Conquer 3.
It's a massive RTS. I mean,
Well,
it's such a bigger
the
level.
thing that really, I mean, there was some very entertaining sort of video stuff. You know, their little
Their
cinematics
cutscenes, yeah.
are very entertaining. But the thing that kills me is that the zoom level is, basically 50 feet off the ground. You can't see your whole battlefield at any given time.
Oh, they're trying real hard for that whole cinematic thing again?
You kind of got used
Well,
to
no,
that
they're
after
just
playing
staying with the
Supreme
same sort of
Commander.
engine as before.
Yeah.
You know, they
where
haven't.
everything was really big.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
haven't-
if you played Supreme Commander, you were like, this is how every RTS should be, where I can zoom out and see everything from like a planetary scale.
Even when you compare like Warcraft to CNC
Yeah.
back in the day, CNC had
It's-
big fucking buildings that
Yeah.
took up most of the screen.
Yeah.
So they really haven't improved that. So really, if anybody is listening to this and is wondering which one you should buy, it's probably Fallout 3.
Okay.
On the other hand, I've been playing with the mods for Sins for Solar Empire, and they're actually very good.
Cool.
Supported within
So-
the game.
All
So
right.
to get a good game experience out of Red Alert 3, play Sins
Yes.
modded.
Yes.
Okay.
Or play
All
Supreme
right.
Commander, which
So-
is like Command and Conquer 3, except not designed in 1991.
Bonus.
So, Brian, do you have anything for us?
Oh,
it
I
was
bought Left
designed
4
in-
Dead last week on the PC.
And
Definitely worth the money. Plus, I got it for $39 at Circuit City again. So
all right.
it
So,
seems to be the place to buy PC games when they come out. 'cause
so
they
before
always
you
take a hit
begin,
on it.
what version of Stardock is put on your computer when you install this?
It doesn't install anything.
It's Steam.
It's
Yeah,
Steam.
it's straight
Oh,
through
okay.
Steam, so you don't have to worry about it.
Well, you get Steam's DRM.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but Steam doesn't. I don't have very many problems with Steam. I've had very little. There were a few hiccups in this one, which is kind of weird, where they had some team website flash the little letters on there a couple of times, and it was only one time I got online it did that. So I
You
haven't
mean
had a problem with it since. But it,
Star Drive, by the way, or wasn't it?
Well, Sekirom is what everybody's getting excited about.
Yeah, what was the other one? It
Sekirom
was Star
was-
something or
I think
other.
that was BioShock.
It's Starlock or Star Drive or
Stardock.
something. It's not
No,
Stardock.
Stardock is the
Stardock
company that-
makes video
yeah.
games without DRM specifically.
Oh.
So, no,
did
that's
like
the wrong
Galser.
answer.
Anyways, awesome game. Totally designed around multiplayer. You can play up to 4 people online. Total kick in the pants. You get to play the 4 survivors, or you can play as 4 infected and do versus. Go back and forth. It's got a lot of neat achievements in it. I can't get enough playing it. It's so much fun to get online and just play.
Now, is this a first-person shooter? Or is this...
Yeah, it's an FPS where you just kill zombies and try and survive from one checkpoint to the next and get to the safe room.
And
it's
then,
a lot
can
of
you
fun.
get turned into a zombie?
No, you are either a survivor or a zombie. You can get killed.
Depending
and
on the
then-
mode you're playing.
Yeah, depending on your mode. What if you're just playing the regular campaign, you're just a survivor. If you play in the versus, you can choose between the two and be on one side or the other. Then you swap at the end of each level.
Is that only an FPS?
Yeah.
I was under the impression that was a over-the-shoulder one.
No,
they do that
that's
for all
why
the
it's so
camera
good is
shots and
because it is
screenshots.
FPS. But yeah, you're seeing like the end game where they're showing the people, or you're looking at somebody else's character, you're following behind. But yeah, it's a total FPS, and it's probably one of the best ones to come out in a while. And it's just a
Is there a campaign that goes
yeah,
along
you
with
can go
like,
through the
storyline?
campaign where the AI
No,
takes
they
up the
call
other
them
3.
movies, and there's 4 of them.
Sorry, go ahead. When you campaign, you just pick one of the 4 characters. The AI fills in the other 3, and they help and follow and pick you up. And
They have a storyline, I'm assuming.
Not
with it?
really.
well, there's
Not
actually
really.
4 mini stories in it where you just go from end to end. It's not really plot driven, but it starts off the opening
The
game.
plot
with-
is get away from the zombies.
Yeah, it
Okay.
starts off with 2 weeks ago or 2 weeks into the infection, blah blah blah, and then each level you start at, you somehow make contact with somebody, and you're trying to get to the end of that level so that they can rescue you either by chopper or
Why is
APC
everything over the
or-
past 5 years zombies is an infection now?
well, everybody's done it, but very few do it well. I think Left 4 Dead does it well.
Now,
I mean, it's always been an infection. I mean, maybe it was chemicals or something, but transferred by bite goes right back to Night of the Living Dead.
now,
It's a classic
now, Brian, in
storyline.
these types of games, the AI is kind of a little dumb. I mean, how's the AI in this game?
A zombie.
Well, I meant the AIs that are on your side.
They're
if
better
you're
than
doing the
average for
campaign.
the most part, but it's weird. They're better if you're it's debatable. I don't know. If you're playing the campaign mode, sometimes they're smart, sometimes they're not. If you're playing like 3 friends and the 4th is the AI. A lot of times you just want to leave them alone, or you want to shoot them yourself and kill them so you don't have to worry about their stupid. Which you can actually do in the game. I mean, I've had guys just in the safe room literally shoot the AI until they're on the floor dying, and then we all leave the safe room. And it's one less stupid thing you got to worry about, because then you know you've got 3 real people you're working
So
with.
kind of Dom level AI.
It is on some levels, but on some areas it also helps you too, because the AI finds a way to pick you up when you've been incapacitated.
I
You
just
get
heard
hit and
that
knocked down to a point. You're sitting there lying on the ground, firing your pistol, trying to save
Can you
yourself.
order the
but-
AI around?
No, that's the
So they
only
just-
downside.
So you can't say,
If
why
you're
don't you go
playing
into
Left
this
4
room?
Dead with the AI, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I'd
game
heard
is
that
really
the-
designed around the multiplayer with friends. That's where it
Okay,
does best.
So I'd really
you do
heard
know
that
who you're
the
talking
whatchamacallit.
about too, right?
Well, I heard that the first
Well,
the one player.
This is the reason why I think this is a bad game.
Well, I've heard that the one player game is really lackluster.
It is, because it's hard to go through. I've done it, but it's not that great. It's so much better just to wait and go do it with friends. But you can also just hop onto a quick match, or you can get online and choose a lobby to go into and join 3 other random people and just go through the game, and it's just that much better. So, definitely a fun game. Definitely worth at least $39 in my opinion. There's very few new games that come out that are worth the full price, but this
Yeah,
one's
that's true.
especially a full price of $39. That's a discount of like $10 for a PC game. So, and I mean, there's been some killer deals. Somebody said they saw it yesterday or on Black Friday on Amazon for $15. So that was an awesome price.
So
Yeah, I don't know. This is one where I feel like I'm just like a total minority on the whole internet. Where I look for Left 4 Dead, and it's like, why do people like this game?
I don't know.
Yeah,
If you
no.
got friends that like playing these games together, well, it's just like any other game out there. A good game will put a demo out. You go download the demo, you play it together.
Is-
It's fun.
killing zombies is cool.
Yeah.
Except it's not really a zombie game. It doesn't feel like one at all. It's a run and gun FPS to its core. I mean, the zombies are fast.
Yeah, it's weird. They move. They've got some speed. And the weird thing is there's your regular horde of just basic people that are infected, but there's the 4 specific types of zombies that come after you that you've got to avoid or take them out fast. One's the smoker, which you can hear him coughing when he's nearby, and he has the ability to shoot a tongue out at you and grab your throat. There's the boomer, which is this big chunky dude that's just full of bile, and he has the ability to throw up on you, and if he throws up on any of these survivors, it actually attracts the infected to you. So you've got to run into a room and save yourself while everybody else is trying to shoot the zombies. There's also the hunter, which you can play as, where you crouch and you leap on somebody and just literally scrape the crap out of them until you kill them. And the last is the tank.
Witch. Oh, did you already do the witch?
No, you don't get to play the witch though.
Oh, okay.
The tank is the behemoth, madly mutated thing that can just take a beating before it goes down. And there's achievements on both sides. The majority of them are for the survivors, but there's a good 10 or 15 you can get as the infected too. So it gives you the want to play both sides, and it is fun too. If you're just, I gotta say, if it's like in the regular campaign mode, if you go online and you play as one infected where there's nobody else helping, it's just AIs. It's stupid and boring. It has no fun to it. But you get 4 friends playing as the infected, and you're teaming up to take the survivors down. It's just as much fun being infected as it is being a survivor. So they've done a good job of balancing the game for the most part.
Okay.
You don't even have to shoot the zombies in the head.
That
can
is-
that be a
that is
zombie game?
somewhat
Well, if you shoot them in the head, you
sacrilegious.
take them out faster. But like anything else, a headshot's the
I
quickest
think
way.
you're thinking way too hard on this game.
I just
I mean,
want
it
it
is
to be a
just a
zombie game.
Well, I
And
mean,
it
that's.
wasn't.
I mean, it's valid. It's kind of like, is Twilight really a vampire story? No,
No.
because they can wander around in daylight. Those aren't vampires. They're something else. They're immortals or something.
Sparkly thing.
Yeah, they're sparkly immortals.
rainbow thing.
It's Connor McCall the Clan McCall who ran through a cloud of glitter. Is what that is. So
Do you have any opinions on Twilight?
No.
it sucks.
It's got
It
werewolves.
sounds really lame,
Or
honestly.
at least it's gonna have werewolves at some point.
So
right?
the
It
shi-
does have werewolves.
So shiny boys have no interest to you.
Well, it's
Yeah,
very
the-
much
the,
a.
Oh, yeah, no.
Actually,
Okay, yeah, no,
you're
that's
right,
horrible.
You're right, John. The sequel's going to be Moonlight.
I'm not watching
what
that
is
movie.
the name of the sequel?
I don't know.
There's 4 books, and they're just going to be
There's
named the
5
same as
now,
the
I
book.
think.
So we're
there's
talking
only
about
4.
werewolves.
Is it 4? I remember I read through that whole live journal summary of the thing because it was funny.
Yeah,
All it
was
is
awesome.
is girls are gonna fawn over
Um,
vampires and gonna want to be
Well, I mean,
snuffed
the
all
whole
the time.
thing is just. I mean, the whole mythology
Just like
behind
real life.
Yeah, I
it
know.
is underworld, except with sparkly vampires that can go out during the day
So they wear that.
And they go to
sparkly
high
lip
school.
gloss
It's
shit.
like
And they
Buffy
go
the
to-
Vampire Slayer, except
without the
Not-
awesome.
yeah, without the awesome and
Without
not
the
pulled from a
humor.
live journal.
Yeah, without the humor, without the good writing.
Or the horror.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Just with the High School Musical.
Yeah,
The
Same
buh.
thing.
And you make it to the
there was
feet.
and there was only one werewolf in the in Buffy. So, well, I guess there's 2 for one episode. But anyway,
All right. Are we done?
And it was played by Seth Green, which is way cooler than any sort of werewolf you could pull out of your ass for Twilight. So
would you
Yeah,
watch
so we're
Twilight
back
if
to the
Seth Green
furries, aren't
played
we?
the,
No.
Okay.
Are werewolves
answer.
furries?
I thought we already had this
We already
discussion.
talked about
did.
it. Where were you?
We determined that it was faking twice, so it is even worse.
Yeah.
That
I
is,
had a
I think,
girlfriend
what we
that did
came
that.
down with.
Oh, wait.
Real? Yeah. I think we should end there.
Double
Oh
entendre.
yeah, that was 2. Sure, let's go. Are we done?
Yes. Double entendre. Noses on dowels.
They tot.
Détat. Coup d'état. Coup d'état.
You gonna end this thing, Murdock?
I've already ended it.
No, you didn't do your little thing.
Oh, thank you for listening to Diehard Gamer Radio.
Join us next time when we won't have a furry.
Or a fag.
Wait, so we can only have one or
Thank
the
you
other?
for listening to Die Hard Gamer Radio. You can visit our website at diehardgamerradio.com and iTunes, or you can email us at diehardgamerradio@gmail.com.